What is up, guys? It's me, Exactly, back bringing you some more daily NBA recaps. Hope you're all having a fantastic day and you guys absolutely annihilated, annihilated that like button yesterday. So today's video, what I want you guys to do is just gently tap that like button to show your continued support for the channel, as well as make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA on a daily basis. But all of that being said, we got 8 games of NBA action to take a look at today, so let's not waste any more time. Let's just get right into this. Let's go. And for the first game that we have to talk about today, and what was definitely the most entertaining game of the night yesterday, was the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Wolves, of course, in this game playing their first game since Tom Thibodeau was relieved of his duties as their head coach. So you already knew that this was going to be a very tough game for the Wolves to win if they were going to win it, considering they're playing against one of the best teams in the NBA in the OKC Thunder. And I don't think the Wolves would have won if it hadn't been for Andrew Wiggins, as Andrew Wiggins, the man, the myth, the legend himself, was unstoppable last night, having his best game in forever, scoring 40 points to go along with 10 rebounds as the Wolves come away with the 119-117 win. Wiggins may be showing that it was Tom Thibodeau all along who has been holding him back. However, even though the Wolves won this game and Andrew Wiggins was terrific in this game didn't come without its fair share of drama, and it started in the third quarter when Nerlens Noel, a guy who has a history of having repeated head traumas such as concussion throughout his career, went down hard when he was trying to defend against an Andrew Wiggins drive. The man was knocked unconscious, laying on the ground for a few minutes, and eventually left the game and did not return, and we have yet to receive any updates. So prayers out to Nerlens Noel. He was finally looking like he was going to stay healthy this season, and then this happened. And Dennis Schroeder, one of Nerlens Noel's teammates, wasn't too happy about it, as after this he confronted Andrew Wiggins and the two of them got into a little bit of a scuffle. However, of course, nothing came of it, and after the game, Andrew Wiggins says that he isn't even worried about Dennis Schroeder in the slightest when he was asked about his confrontation with Dennis Schroeder. Man pretty much called Dennis Schroeder completely irrelevant. For the next game that we have to talk about today is the Denver Nuggets taking on the Miami Heat in what was a very close and intense game all throughout. And after the Nuggets got the 103-99 win, thanks to Nikola Jokic having his 4th triple-double of the season with 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. By the way, he was the guy who hit a shot with just about 2 seconds left in the game to get the Nuggets the win. Head coach of the Denver Nuggets said that he was extremely proud of how this team played, considering they had every excuse for why they would have lost the game, but in the end, they found a way to tough it out and come away with the win. And that is exactly why the Nuggets are the first seed in the Western Conference this year. You don't keep the first seed in the Western Conference for half of a season based off luck alone. No, you gotta be a really good team, and I don't think people understand how good the Denver Nuggets actually are. There was a very strange moment in this game though, as very late in the 4th quarter when the game was pretty much over, as Jamal Murray was going to the line to knock down a couple of free throws, a fan decided to run onto the court and grab the ball and start screaming for some reason.
Murray, bam. Big. So Jamal Murray.
Only in Florida, it seems. Next up, we got the Toronto Raptors taking on the Atlanta Hawks, and this game was a lot better of a game than I think anyone possibly could have seen coming. The best team in the Eastern Conference going up against one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, and even though it was a better game than I think a lot of people anticipated, the end result was still the same, as the Raptors come away with the 104-101 win thanks to a late Serge Ibaka bucket with about 15 seconds left in the game. However, Kawhi Leonard was absolutely amazing in this game with 31 points, 6 assists, and 6 steals. I do have to say though that the Atlanta Hawks played extremely well. Jeremy Lin has to get traded by the trade deadline because some team out there could really use a player that's playing as well as he has been playing so far this season. Last night he started for the Hawks and put up 20 points and 9 assists on 8 of 10 shooting from the field. But it wasn't only Lin who was playing well, as John Collins was also very impressive with 21 points and 14 rebounds, and Young had a pretty good game himself with 19 points. And by the way, Jeremy Lin on the season so far is averaging 11 points per game in 19 minutes off the bench, shooting 50% from the field and 38% from three. Some team out there could really use his support, and I want to know what team you think Jeremy Lin will be the best fit for coming off the bench. Down in the comment section below, who do you think should trade for him the most? So the Golden State Warriors took on the New York Knicks last night. I don't know what else you expect me to say. Like, for real, what else do you expect me to say? It's the Warriors versus the Knicks. We all knew what the outcome of this game was going to be. 122-95, the final score. Klay Thompson did score 43 points, but it was the Warriors versus the Knicks. I rest my case. For an actual game that we have to talk about is the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Washington Wizards. And I think it's about time for Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Jimmy Butler to all take a massive step back. This is no longer their team anymore. That argument is dead. It used to be Joel Embiid's team. Jimmy Butler joined. Ben Simmons has always been extremely good, but now the team belongs to the rookie Landry Shamet, as in this game, he outshined Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Jimmy Butler in a game where Jimmy Butler went 8 of 9 from the field for 20 points, and Joel Embiid also scored 20 points, as the rookie Landry Shamet out of Wichita State dropped 29 points, hitting 8 of his 14 three-point attempts. That is exactly why the Philadelphia 76ers drafted this guy. They knew they were going to need more shooters, and the guy is an actual shooter. I look forward to seeing how he progresses throughout his career. By the way, Philly winning this game 132-115. Next up, the Phoenix Suns taking on the Sacramento Kings, and spoiler alert, it was the Phoenix Suns who got this win over the Sacramento Kings without Devin Booker, 115-111. Kelly Oubre Jr., TJ Warren, and DeAndre Ayton all stepping up last night. Kelly Oubre Jr., I guess, did the most since he did score the most points with 26 points. And I do have to say that this is one of those losses that the Sacramento Kings could look back on later in the season when the playoff standings are finally revealed in the Western Conference and really regret, because as tight of a race as the Western Conference is, you really can't afford a loss like this to a team like the Phoenix Suns. This one could really come back to bite them. You know who can afford plenty of losses though? The Cleveland Cavaliers. All they know seemingly is losing. The year after LeBron James leaves, the Cavaliers, who have made it to the past 4 NBA finals, are now 8-33 midway through the season. LeBron James leaves, and this team only wins 8 out of 41 games, given that a lot of the players there are still the same players that LeBron James had to play with. Just put that into perspective for a second. The Indiana Pacers, of course, coming away with this win 123-115. I do have to say though that after the Indiana Pacers went up by 22 points in the first quarter, I thought this win would come a bit easier, but in the end, it was still guaranteed because it's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Thaddeus Young and Bogdanovich both played extremely well though. Young with 26 points and Bogdanovich with 23. And for the last game of the day, we have the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Charlotte Hornets, and it was the Clippers who were able to come away with the 128-109 win because Danilo Gallinari, Tobias Harris, Montrezl Harrell, and Lou Williams all played extremely well. None of those guys could miss a shot last night, as each of them had at least 20 points in this one. Is going to do it for everything that we gotta talk about from yesterday. So now let's get into the player of the day, where you guys have the opportunity to vote for who you think was the best player in the league last night by clicking the little eye icon in the top right hand corner of the video. Just remember though, the only players whose team won are eligible to win the player of the day award, and yesterday the player who had the honor of hoisting up the player of the day award was none other than Anthony Davis with his 36 points, 13 rebounds, and and 3 blocks. Like I said though, that is going to do it for everything that we have to talk about today. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, once again, remember to gently tap that like button. The like button deserves a break, guys, so just give it a gentle tap this time, as well as make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with post notifications on so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA on a daily basis. Thank you once again for watching though. You guys already know that you are the real MVPs, but that being said, until next time, I am out of here. Peace!